Okay, today I'm going to show you how to track your macronutrients and calories using MyFitnessPal. I try to get all of my clients to do this just for 2 to 4 weeks so they can get a real feel for how much food they need to be eating to reach their health and fitness goals and then sustain them long term. It's one thing to be able to use one of these apps, but you need to learn to eyeball things over time. So eventually you won't need to use this sort of thing. And you'll just be able to eyeball food and know roughly what you need to be eating. You'll be eating the same sort of things day to day, week to week, so you'll know roughly what's in them. But for now, you really need to enter everything and be really objective about what you're doing. So the basic rules here are we need to weigh and measure everything, not use generic portions that are built into the database. We want to know that we've got 350 grams of raw potato rather than one large potato. You could be hundreds of calories off with that sort of generalization. So I'm going to show you in a more detailed way exactly how we do this in a second. But you need to get a food scale or a measuring cup and objectively measure. Food scale being the better option, by the way. It's more accurate. Use a food scale if you can. They're like 20 bucks. Make the investment. You're going to learn a lot in the process, and it's going to help you achieve your goal. Next thing you want to do is start saving the meals that you eat on a regular basis. You want to save it as a single meal so you don't have to enter the 6 or 7 different ingredients. You can just enter that one meal and bang, it's done in a click. And just enter everything for the first 2 to 4 weeks, including vegetables, water you don't need to worry about, or any sort of beverage that doesn't contain any calories. But everything else, track it. Be really objective. And I would suggest doing this in advance, planning your day ahead so you know you're going to hit your targets. If you're doing it on the fly as you go, the chances are you might fall drastically over your requirements or under your requirements, and either way, at the end of the day, you'll be like, oh shit, what do I do now? So let's get started. We're going to start off pretending we're eating a breakfast meal here. Now, this is all set up for my current requirements. So my goal is 2,800 calories a day. Here are my macronutrient requirements as well. And it's all going to add up. We're going to try and aim for these numbers here. And by the way, if you're not sure how to set up your calorie and macronutrient requirements, you need to watch my previous video about how to customize your macros and calories for MyFitnessPal. I'll put a link to that video just down below in the description box. But let's get started. So we're going to have our breakfast. So we're going to add a food here. So I had today puffed rice for breakfast. This is legit. This is what I really ate for breakfast, people. Total transparency here. So it's just plain puffed rice. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find the... Yeah, that's the one I ate actually, Abundant Earth. So I'll click that. Now I had quite a little bit of this. I had about 200 grams. Add to food diary. So I just entered 200 grams of puffed rice. I think about a whole bag. I'm actually estimating about the weight. I didn't weigh it today, but let's say I weighed it. It was 200 grams. We'll enter that in. I also had some pitted dates. Actually, I'll type in dried dates. You could easily scan these. They came in a bag. If I had my smartphone, I could use the barcode scanner. And they're from Coles too, so I'll type in Coles. It's probably got anything from an Australian grocery store you'll probably find in MyFitnessPal. Oops. Here we go, Coles pitted dates, that's what I had. Now, you definitely want to use grams here. You'd want to get your food scale out. So let's say I had 100 grams of fresh dates, pitted dates, dried dates. I also had some flaxseed meal, so I'm going to add that in now. Flax meal, I believe it was Coles also. Let's see what comes up. Coles LS, there we are, Coles linseed meal or flaxseed meal, that's the one I had. Now I had 2 tablespoons, let's say 50 grams. Add that to my breakfast. And I also had some low-fat soy milk. And that was the Coles brand as well. Man, I should be sponsored by Coles. Look at all this. Yeah, that's the one. I had 2 cups, so that's 500 mils. Add to food diary. You can also choose which meal in this section, but we're just automatically adding these all to breakfast because it was my breakfast. Okay, so that's a decent breakfast right there. That's all I had this morning. I did have some green tea as well, but there's 0 calories in that, so I won't bother entering it. So we can see here I've got about 1,500 calories just in that breakfast meal, 270 grams of carbs, 30 grams of fat, 41 grams of protein. For those of you that think you don't get enough protein on a plant-based diet, I didn't even try, and I got 40 grams. And that leaves us here with what I have left for the day. So that's it. That's one meal for the day. Now I would continue doing that for lunch, dinner, and make sure that I hit my daily goals here for each of those nutrients as best I can. Now if I plan ahead, I can make these adjustments in advance and make sure I don't shoot over the mark. If I just entered things in like today, I'm probably definitely going to go over 2,800 calories today, just looking at it, because I'm probably going to have a lunch that will be similar amount of calories. So that'll already put me up to 3,000, and then I'm still yet to have dinner. So that's okay for me at the moment because I'm trying to gain weight. But if you're trying to lose weight and you're accidentally going well over your targets, it's going to make it really hard to lose weight. And this is where you really start to learn. This is the beautiful part about tracking calories, is you're going to learn how much you really need to be eating in the real world. You'll be able to eat the kind of foods that you enjoy, maybe in a little bit of a different portion ratio. So that's it. It's pretty simple to do. In conclusion, be objective, track your food accurately. Use a food scale or at worst a measuring cup. Don't use the generic portions. Then remember to save the meals. I'm going to show you how to do that in my next video. And then just have fun with it. Don't stress it if you make a mistake one day. It's not the end of the world. Have some fun with it. This is an experiment. You're trying to learn about food for the next couple of weeks. But you want to try and hit those targets as best you can. You're going to get better results. But don't stress it if you make a mistake. It's all good. Tomorrow's another day. You can start over. Have fun with it. I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with other people that you think might find this useful. This is how you use MyFitnessPal. I hope you found this video very helpful. My name's Jay. I'm the plant-based coach from Precision PT. Thanks heaps for watching. Stay tuned.